Wait, check. All right, welcome in to a Tuesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, live here on this Tuesday morning. Brought to you, as always, by Go Chevrolet. Still getting the studio tightened up. We'll be on time with you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., so make sure you stay subscribed, stay tuned in. But we were looking forward to our conversation with our guy who we swore it was a holiday weekend, and that everybody was taking off, but my man Jamar Cain is doing work, as LSU defensive line recruiting has been obviously front and center news over the last couple of days. We can't specifically talk about the individual recruits, but we can talk about what's going on with our guy, first-year defensive line coach here at LSU, much experience, Jamar Cain, back with us in studio on this Tuesday morning. Coach, happy 4th, man.
Thanks. Happy 4th to you guys. Thanks for having me.
I feel like we should be running you some water, man, all the work you've been doing. Take some of this load off your back. For all that you've been got going on over the last couple of – that doesn't just happen overnight, right? That's a long line of work that kind of comes and pops at a moment that's probably you're not sure when it's going to happen. But just talk about the recruiting process. I know you can't talk about individuals, but you guys obviously had a really good weekend and just went into that.
I think what people don't realize is it's you spend years at this. It just doesn't go over 6 months, and you target these kids as sophomores and going into their junior year, going into their senior year, and it's months of work, years of work. When you're on vacation, taking a phone call, Christmas Day, taking a phone call, never not taking a text message. It's just you're always on call. You know? So it's just been years of work, and still got a lot of work to do. Right. But it feels good though.
When you look at the defensive line turnover that you're about to experience, everybody's fired up about your group to watch them play this season. But obviously, you're thinking you're getting these guys ready to play, but you're thinking a couple of years down the line what you're going to look like. What's this class look like as far as how many you want to take when it's all said and done?
I don't know. You leave it up to me, being a D-line coach. I'll take 10.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
No, that's what keeps me up at night. Like, once, stuff starts coming out, I sit down and think about it, and I start getting nervous about not this year, but next year, the year after year, and that's what kind of fuels the flame for me and keeps it going. Like, just thinking about, hey, I got to get this group set up for next year, or 2024, 2025, going to those years, and seeing how we're going to lose a bunch of guys here in the next couple of years, and just trying to retool that. I don't want any drop off of what we do.
Absolutely. When you think of the national reach of LSU and what they're showing off right now, what is the sales pitch?
Well, first of all, it's LSU, so that sells itself. SEC West. For me, the biggest thing that I'm selling is you're in a major city. Baton Rouge is not a college town. It's a thriving city. It's a multicultural city. It's diverse. The campus is diverse. It's vibrant. You're going to get cultured here. So that's what I'm selling. I'm selling a lifestyle, a city, a fan base. Obviously, academics and football comes with it. LSU football sells itself, but I think the city is what needs to be sold, and that's what I'm selling is the city.
How much of the reputation of LSU defensive line is out there? Do you recognize on the road? How much is that a conversation starter for you in some of these visits?
I think LSU defense alone, people just they see LSU coming, you're the D-line coach or linebacker, DB's coach, whatever it is, and just kind of a thing that kids understand, like, okay, they play some really good defense down there. Doesn't matter who the staff is, they've always got great players. And I just remember, Dorsey playing defensive line, and Absolutely. Seeing guys like that, or a Daniil Hunter, and some of these guys up front that were just, Chase on. I can just keep on going on and going on. That these are names that kids know and kids highly respect. So.
Yeah. Matt House came through here a couple of days after you came through here the first time, and it was cool to hear his vision on defensive football and just kind of the way that he approaches it. When he obviously talked about you and your room, there was high expectation, but it seemed like you guys had a great working relationship as far as the expectation and the communication. Can you go in from your side on what it's like to work with him?
I think the whole thing with what Coach Kelly has in that building is all off of communication. So everybody is communicating, everybody's on the same page, because you guys know you guys have a working team here, and when somebody's moving in a different direction, or they're not communicating, then it doesn't work. And I think another thing too is we don't let things fester. If there's a situation, I'll come to him. He'll come to me. We can hash it out and move on. So it just goes back to communication, not letting things fester, and just being adults about things.
Absolutely. He mentioned the necessity to be multiple in today's college football world. That starts with your group, right? What is the thought process about the approach to your group each year and getting them ready to play in multiple sets?
Yeah, I'm huge, and when we were talking about me taking this job, I was, my biggest thing is I want guys to be able to play multiple positions, like a Mason Smith or Jaquilin Roy, or some of those guys be able to play multiple positions, not just being stuck playing a 3 technique, because that's what the book says you should be, is a 3 technique, or play a shade. No, those guys are athletic enough to go out and play at 5, or be able to be multiple, and that's how I look at recruiting. So when I recruit a kid, okay, yeah, he may be an inside guy, but is he athletic enough to bounce outside if we get in trouble? Or is he an outside guy? Is he big enough and has the heart to go inside and play a little bit and mix it up in there? So my biggest thing is those guys got to be multiple, because that's the way this game is going. Like, you'll play a spread team, then the next week you're coming out and playing a 22 personnel or a 12 personnel team. Right. So those guys got to be able to bounce around, and that's what the good teams do.
Have you started to scout Florida State yet?
A little bit, yeah. I'll be lying if I said I didn't watch them.
Do you scout the SEC? How far in advance do you scout?
I've watched pretty much everybody so far. I went all the way to watching Bama, all the way to Auburn. I just kind of watch everybody just to get an idea of what's out there. I mean, it's what we do. Sit down and watch film all day. I'm on vacation now. I got my computer, just kind of watching teams and just getting some ideas of what they do and looking at who's coming back and who's not.
What's the emphasis this summer for you as a coach? How do you use the off season to get you prepared for another season of football?
Man, my biggest thing now is just trying to relax and get ready for the season, and get my mind right. Kind of just read some books and just chill and kind of hang out with family, because once I get in, I'm in.
Yeah.
And there's no.
When is that? When is in? When do you have to dial in college football?
2-3 weeks. Right. Middle of July. Yeah. So once I go, I'm in it. So.
Yeah. Can you talk about the advantages of having I guess they would be called like a shadow staff, but like the guys that are not the on the field coaches within the organization? Yeah. I know that those numbers have really started to grow over the years in college football, where Matt House said that there's more personnel and there's better facilities at LSU than there was with the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, can you talk about how you use those that personnel?
When I first got here, I never had as much access to help as I have since I've been here. And I have a guy where works with me, Pat Hill. Pat does an unbelievable job. So when I'm not able to be there, or I'm out of town, he's just keeping me updated with what's going on. And then there's another guy that I trust that he and I could bounce ideas off with the front. And he may have something better than what I have, and I'm going to take it in because I don't know everything.
Sure.
And I don't like guys think they know everything. So if Pat's got a better way of teaching it than I do, okay, let's talk about it. Or if he likes the way I'm teaching it, it's just vice versa. I think you got to have a thinking tank within your room, have enough people in there that's going to support you and not pull you down, and Pat does an unbelievable job with that.
Relationships obviously key in recruiting, right? This class that you are really having a lot of success with is groundwork that you laid while you were at other schools. How do those conversations go when you show up with a new polo on, right?
Just as life hits you quick.
Right. Yeah.
I just
a little bit of real world.
Yeah.
Right.
Kids understand this is a business. So, obviously I didn't leave because I got fired or nothing. But
sure.
Kind
of nature of the business.
Yeah, it's nature of the business. And, one of these days, hopefully I keep doing my job where I don't have to switch polos. You know what I mean? But kids understand it now. And it's funny because kids kind of wait now. Some kids are waiting during that cycle to see where their favorite coach is going to land. Because you got to remember now, you've been talking to these kids for 2 or 3 years. They have their relationship with you.
Yeah.
And they're waiting to see what you're going to do and how you're going to move. Because it's like any boss. Like, I'm the assistant manager of my group. So
sure.
You only deal with your managers. You don't have to deal with the CEO or the big boss. So as long as you and I got a good relationship, that's who you should come with.
Same question like dealing with your defensive shadow staff and how much you depend on those guys. How about from the recruiting personnel department? I know that you've had these guys identified that are starting to pop for you for a lot of years now, but how does the identification process go from the evaluation process? How does that really kind of work itself out within the organization?
Trust your resources, man. Like, I'm a guy that's going to trust my resources, trust other eyes. Again, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
So if somebody else sees something different in a kid, then okay, well, let's sit down and watch them. And he may see something better or say something worse. But I'm going to trust our resources, and, we'll all get together, especially the group that I use, and we'll put a plan together and who's attacking who, how we're going to attack this kid, how the phone conversations go, how the text message conversations go. And it's an open line of communication. So then if the kid does hit me and we talk, we're all on the same page of what may have happened. But I'm going to use my resources from day one.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can't steer guys anyway. You can't even have these conversations from your point of view. But how much do you get asked about NIL from players?
It happens, man. I mean, it's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
It's like my daughter always asks me for new shoes. It's going to happen.
Right. Sure.
I keep telling her you're going to have to go to work.
Do you think how is it recruiting against that?
Again,
do you change tactics?
No, I don't. But I don't let it bother me because the thing about it is this the world that we live in, and if it comes up, it comes up. But that's above my pay grade. So I kind of. I'm only talking at X's and O's and how am I going to develop you and get you to the next level where we can do some real stuff.
Absolutely. We've seen the BK takeover stuff from LSU and social media, and really in his short time in Baton Rouge, there's been a lot of people embracing his approach to building this roster. What's it like to recruit alongside him?
Oh, it's been great. Coach has been awesome to me because he lets me be myself when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to coaching. He lets his coaches coach, he lets his coaches recruit. So I have no complaints on that end. And when I need him to get in touch with a kid, he's there for me. The communication line has been great. He's just been nothing but supportive.
Yeah. One player that a lot of people are curious about is Savion Jones from St. James.
See, I get a big old smile.
Yeah, absolutely,
His
man.
birthday was the other day. Happy birthday,
Yeah,
Savion.
happy belated to Savion. I watched him play a lot in high school, and a lot of people projected him to be a really big-time college player.
Oh, he will be.
Feels like his time is coming. Where is he at in the process?
Man, again, quiet kid, doesn't say much, looks the part. He's just putting it together now. And when he puts it together, it's going to be a glorious thing. And the good thing about him is he's got an older guy in front of him. Ali Gay, who's kind of taking him under his wing and supporting that kid. And, I'm excited to wait to see what he's going to do. Like, Savion's going to be a good player.
Absolutely.
Local boy, too.
Isn't he a great testament of your room? Like a player of his caliber being on the depth chart where he is gives you an idea of how deep you are, right?
And just comes to work and just works every day. Doesn't let things bother him, And kid's going to be fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I met his high school coach. High school coach is awesome. I think he's at Grambling now.
Yeah, Robert Valdez.
Yeah, awesome
good
guy.
dude.
Man,
good
awesome
dude.
guy, man.
Good dude. What's that part been like? Getting to know the coaches around this part of the country.
They all ask me, man. Hey, you're living in Baton Rouge now. How's that doing? How's that working? I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm a chameleon. Like those lizards that be outside my house that we change the colors. I'm one of those. We're good. He's been awesome. The high school coaches have been good. I haven't dug into the state much, as I should, but it's coming around. The guys that I have met have been good, especially at all these camps and everything we've had.
Absolutely. Does the emphasis start in Louisiana?
Yes.
I mean, even though you're having tremendous success outside, and you're picking up high-end players nationally, and I think when you you're taking states' best players, right? Like you're going into individual states and taking their top players.
It's LSU. Like if you're going to leave the state, that's what you should do.
Yeah, but but Louisiana, the evaluation starts there, right?
Oh, 100%. There's a lot of good players here in the upcoming classes, and I can see that trend going that way on the upcoming classes.
Yeah. How's our boy Quincy doing? Quincy Wiggins.
He's doing good, man.
Another testament to how deep your room is, right?
Well, another one too who has Ali Gay, Savion, and now you got Q, who's learning from those guys. So, those guys are all helping each other, bringing each other along, and that it's a deep room with good players who have great attitudes, and it's team first.
Yeah. We asked Coach House about Harold Perkins, about a guy of his talent in year one to get him on the field. Do you focus him specifically on like something individual and just say, hey, master this just to get on the field for like third down situations or something like that? Do you think like that on Q, on Quincy, or is it because you got so much depth?
Yeah.
And you've kind of got the luxury of being able to kind of, keep
the sample size small for him, you know what I mean? And then let those other guys do all the grunt work and say, Q, let's teach you this. And then once you master that, we can move on to this. And, when I'm not around, those guys are whispering in their ears, okay, Q, this is where my eyes are at. This is what I'm seeing. And, once he gets more and more reps and gets into the hang of it, you'll see the tide turn. And he had a lot of reps in spring ball too, which is good, So a kid come in right away out of high school and you're thrown into the fire, 15 practices. Now you get, your other practices here in summer.
Right.
He'll be ready for what time season comes.
Yeah, and like Jamar Chase and Derek Stingley, it almost felt like you could charge admission to practice to go watch them play. Quincy and Will Campbell feel like they'll have that dynamic over the next 3 years.
Those guys will.
I mean, iron sharpening iron, right? Absolutely.
Brad and I will do some drills, and Will would get Q, then Q would get him. They'd be like, "No, let's do this thing again." I'm like, "All right, let's go."
Yeah.
But those two guys are going to help each other get better.
How impressive is that freshman? Emory Jones came through here. We've talked to Will. We've talked to Quincy. We've talked to a lot of the freshman class. It's an impressive group that you got coming in here. I know you only signed 15 of them, but you guys were kind of had your back up against the wall. But you signed an elite 15. What's it like to have those guys on campus now and evaluate them in the program?
It's good because some of those guys, like Emory just got here, Harold just got here, so just kind of being around those guys, saying what's up. But I was been so busy with camp, so I just see those guys in passing, and they're working out with Jake Flynn, his crew. But I'm ready to get these guys back on, like get them all together. Let's get ready for fall camp. Let's get ready to go.
Yeah. When's that start? When does because what do you have, like 20 hours with him?
Yeah, I think it's in August. I don't know. Don't put a date.
Yeah, right.
You put a date
coming
on
up.
It's going to start.
Yeah, right. Now, something more important to you that I know that you believe in is the Warriors going to be better next year?
All right, let's see. You guys want to have this conversation? All right, so I argue with a lot of guys. Draymond Green's one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
I argue with Kai Wingo gets mad at me because I say he's the glue to this team.
Exactly what you said about him played out in the finals.
I told everybody.
Yeah, I mean it played exactly.
I had it on our board. Well, I think I had Warriors in 5, and I put that when the playoffs started. But then it was Warriors in 6. But anyways,
Right.
I think so. I'm a little upset that they let Gary Payton go. You know, I thought he was a glue guy.
I thought so too. Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminded me of Livingston when they had Livingston a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Iguodala when he was in the right spot.
Yes, like you need those type of guys. They'll just do the dirty work. But he's up there with Dame. You know, they're both from the Bay, both from Oakland, so he's up there with Dame, which is cool. But anyways, Warriors will be fine next year. We got all those young guys coming up. Hopefully they don't trade for Kevin Durant. We don't need him.
No way. No way. I don't think he does that, does he?
I was, you know, skipping those guys always be talking about these trades, and Durant might be involved with the Warriors.
This might be a stupid question. Was it tough to be a Warriors fan when Durant was a Warrior?
No.
I mean, you were more arrogant than you.
No, because like I was there with the bad years.
Sure.
It was like buy one get one free with tickets and going to
like
Oracle
before Baron
Arena.
Davis.
Yes,
right.
With the bad years.
Yeah.
Spreewell and even before Spreewell with Mitch
PJ
Richmond.
Carlissimo.
Yes, those days we were choking coaches. And
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like,
Chris Mullin.
I'm an A's fan. I'm a Warriors fan and a Raiders fan. So we've had a lot of tough years. So I'm not a bandwagon guy.
Are they going to lose the A's?
I hope, dude. If they lose the A's, that will kill Oakland. And I love Northern California, love the Bay, but that will kill the city of Oakland.
Because Oakland's a great sports town.
Yes,
like it is a sneak. Like for especially for people in this part of the world that don't really understand that part of the country. If you go out there, you realize very quickly, like Oakland is a great sports town.
I mean, it's deep rooted with the A's in Oakland, from Raleigh Fingers and Dennis Eckersley and Dave Stewart, and all these guys.
Bash Bros.
The Bash Brothers. I didn't want to say them because that's the easy ones to say. You know
right.
What I mean?
Ricky Henderson.
No doubt. Like I grew up a Ricky Henderson fan. To see the Raiders leave, that hurt me. That hurt the city. Now, didn't see the Warriors leave. The Warriors used to be in Oakland.
That's right. Now they're in San Francisco.
San Francisco now, so they're across the bridge. Wow. So Oakland lost all that income. Wow. And now if you lose the A's, like that's just going to hurt that city, and I don't want to see that happen.
You're a West Coast guy playing in the best college football league in the world now in the SEC.
Yeah.
When you woke up Friday morning and saw that USC and UCLA were a part of the Big Ten, what was your reaction?
I was like, what is going on here?
It's crazy, right?
I tried to call some guys, but they're all mad at me, so I was like, I'm not going to call nobody. I'm going to sit here in Baton Rouge and mind my own business.
We'll schedule you. We'll see you in Vegas. See you in Vegas.
I'm just going to sit there and mind my own business. And then my wife woke up and was like, ask me questions. I don't care.
Well, it's changing, man. I mean, I think you'll probably look up in the SEC in a couple of years. You'll probably be playing with 20 teams in the league.
It's just, like, you don't have you have an opinion, but you don't know if your opinion's right. So I was like, I don't know.
I'm just gonna coach it.
Yeah, let me just coach my guys and my own. I'm a D-line coach. Just let me go in the corner, coach my guys, and my own business.
Speaking of D-line, who we've been so impressed with, you've been high on him. You've talked about him as Mekhi Wingo. He came through here. Obviously, you're talking about you and him going back and forth with the Warriors stuff and talking some NBA stuff. I saw he was named Student Athlete of the Month.
Yeah,
for his what he's doing academically and kind of what he's doing off the field.
Yeah.
Can you go into what he brings to the program?
Consistency, confidence, a great spirit about him. You know, just some people just kind of you gravitate to when they walk in the rooms. Always got a smile. Like that's Mekhi Wingo. Like, I mean, we're happy to have him.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys when they come into a room they don't add. He added to the room. Just off his spirit alone. So that kid's been awesome, man.
Yeah.
I sent him a picture the other day of Draymond Green flex and said, Happy 4th of July. He was like, he would. Just because. It was a wallpaper, too. I said, like, this should be your wallpaper. Happy 4th.
Bro, you had a happy 4th. The LSU fan base had a happy 4th from the recruiting. You just kind of get started, too, right?
Yeah, got more to come. You know, the job's not done yet, man, and just got to keep on working. I got up this morning and was thinking, like, I'm a what if guy. So I'm like, oh my gosh, if I'm not doing something this morning, like I always feel like you got to recruit every day. If you're not recruiting every day, somebody's going to outwork you. So I had to get up on the phone, start texting people, hey, some good morning text, and thinking about you. You see what we're doing, like. You got to work at this, man.
Absolutely. Like, what's the communication period? Like, what's the open and close period?
I usually use text messages, and you know, right now it's one call a week. So, most kids don't answer their phone anyway. So.
Right. No, I've noticed that.
It's funny.
I mean,
my kids don't even answer their own phone.
It's
We'll be in
wild.
the same house,
Right.
but they'll text me, "What's up?" Like they're
No, I mean, I had my son and his buddy this weekend on a trip, for the 4th, and they're sitting at the table texting
yeah,
to each other.
yeah. Then I'm like, talk.
Social skills are dead. They're dead.
Like, he'd be like, dude.
Does it make it tougher to recruit?
No, it's actually it's the same. He's just doing it through text messages now. Like
Yeah.
Nobody talks on the phone at all.
It's crazy.
It's like, please answer your phone. They know you'll go to voicemail. They'll text you. What's
Right.
up, coach?
Yeah.
Boy, that just
One ring. How's the Baton Rouge food treating you?
Good. Don't start with me with that. I was riding a Peloton this morning, so I'm getting better at it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine me on a Peloton? I stretched afterwards. I got the video with the camera, not the camera, the screen turned sideways.
Right.
So I'm good, baby.
You settled into Baton Rouge, though? It feels like home?
Yeah, I'm good, man. We went to Florida for a couple days, and I was ready to come back home, and this is home for me, man. I like it here. Right?
Yeah.
I'm a California boy in Louisiana who's going to become a Louisiana boy.
Heat's all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Congratulations on the weekend, bro.
Thank
Keep it
you,
up, man. It's great to see you
guys
as
are
always.
Awesome. I like the change in here.
Yeah, it's coming together.
My guys doing good.
Yeah, it's coming together.
I saw a picture of you guys in the pool, even though it wasn't you guys.
We're everywhere.
I was like, these fools are in a public pool. What's going on?
And it wasn't us.
And you guys were so close to each other. I was like, oh, are they really working?
That was the telltale sign it wasn't us.
I didn't know what was going on.
Great to see you, man.
You too, bro.
Keep it up. Congratulations.
Yeah.
LSU defensive line coach Jamar Cain on a heater right now with recruiting, keeping it up. As he said, it's just getting started as LSU in the offseason here, heading towards fall camp. Phones blowing up already. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show tomorrow. Make sure and tune in, 7 a.m. We'll be back with you here on the YouTube station. Make sure and like, subscribe, and comment. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.